Production funding for this program has been made possible by a grant from Kern Schools Federal Credit Union.
Well, today we're at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union with Do the Math, and today we're going to learn a little bit about financial literacy. And with me, I've got Nora and Anish, and these two guys are going to get ready to find out all about banking. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. All right, we're heading into Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, and with us right now, we've got Martha.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you also.
Have a seat.
All right, well, today we have Nora and we have Anish with us, and
Hi,
what we'd
nice to
like
meet
to
you.
do is learn how to open an account at the credit union, and then we'll move on from there.
Wonderful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have both of you fill out your information so that we know what name the account should be under and where we should mail a statement every month for. And we'll have your parents come over and sign at the end. So go ahead and start with your name and your address for me. Let's get that completed, and then I'll go ahead and open your account. On the children account, we won't be opening a checking account today. We will just be opening a savings account.
Okay, so some of the students that are in high school that may not have a bank account right now, how would it be a little different with them?
It would be the same thing, but they're allowed to have like a checking account, a Visa debit, and other services. And we're going to ask that you put a $5 minimum in your savings account. Did you bring in your piggy bank or allowance to put in today?
No.
No? Okay, well, we'll figure out what your parents are going to put in there. But that's what you want to put in your savings account. Maybe a part of your allowance or all of your allowance.
And make sure that you've got your name spelled correctly, because the way you spell your name on the forms is the way it's going to be showing up on your statements. Okay, so Martha, so the students are filling out the application for a savings account. And as you're getting ready to process this information, what are some of the benefits of having a savings account for a student rather than just keeping the money in their piggy bank at home?
Well, in reality, having your money in a bank or a credit union, it's very safe. You're going to have it in a secure location. It's going to be locked. If you have somebody break into your house, that money can be stolen. If your house catches on fire, your money will burn down and you won't be able to get it back. However, at the credit union, we have a vault. It's very safe. We put it in there and we keep it safe for you.
You guys like that idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can come in and deposit money anytime you want. You have to have an adult with you so they can bring you in. You can make deposits. You can also make withdrawals anytime you want to take money out. And by putting your money in there allows you to think about the purchases you're going to make. If you had the money in your pocket, it would be easier to buy something at the store you really didn't need. But if you have it in the bank, you have to think about what you're going to buy, and you would have to come in and stand in line and wait. And that would make you really think, do I really need to make this purchase? It also allows you to save for something that maybe somebody else is not going to buy for you. Maybe there's something special you want. So you could just save for that. Maybe you have a bike you want to get or a skateboard. You could put your money in your account and then you can come in and take it out and buy that special something that you want.
If you store it in your home piggy bank, then anybody, like even your little brother or sister, can like break it and steal it. But like if you keep it in the bank, then nobody's gonna steal it. So
That's right.
that's an advantage.
That is a huge advantage. And not only that, we'll talk about it later, but we're also going to give you rewards for having money in your savings account. We're going to give you a bonus, and we'll talk about that later.
All right, well, they've got the paperwork completed, so I think you'll input that now.
Okay, let me go ahead and take this from you. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting all your information on the account. I'm putting your name, your address, and when you come in to transact business on your account, they're going to look it up by name or by social or your address if you don't know your membership number. But I'm going to give you your membership number so you'll have that. And every month you'll be getting a statement. My other question for you is, would you prefer for us to send it by email, or would you like us to mail you a statement? We prefer email, and the reason for that is we feel that it saves trees, and you can access that in your computer, and there's no charge for you to do that. Is that okay if we do that by email? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get your email later, and then we're going to email you your statement every month. You're going to look at your account online, and you're going to pull up your statement and make sure that all your deposits are in there and all your withdrawals are in there. I have 2 accounts that I've set up, one for each one of you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some information, and this is something that you want to review with your parents. And I'm also going to give you your account number so that when you come in, you can deposit to that account number and you can make withdrawals. We don't charge for our accounts, but there is other institutions that will charge you to have a savings account. So you want to ask, what are the fees? Ours are none. You're just going to have to deposit $5 today in each account.
So we just pay $5 now, and then it's free to put as much money in as we want anytime?
That's right. And we call that a minimum balance. That means you put $5 in there today, and that money has to sit in there for you to be a member. It's kind of like other places like Costco. If you want to buy a pair of shoes there, you have to have a membership, right? Well, Kern Schools requires that you be a member of the credit union. In order for you to be a member, you open an account, you put $5, and then you own part of this credit union along with everybody else.
Oh, so you have to have at least $5 in there at all times?
At all times. So you can make any withdrawal, but don't bring it below $5 because then you won't be a member. So you want to go ahead and leave it in there. And you can show them your account card if you have it with you. If for some reason you forget to bring it with you, go ahead and give them your name and they will look it up and they will make the transaction for you. They'll make your deposit or withdrawal and they'll always give you a receipt. Make sure you keep that until you verify your statement.
This is the account card?
That's your account card. You can also memorize your number if you would like, so you don't have to carry the card with you.
All right, well, we've got the account opened. And Martha, thank you very much.
It was my pleasure. Thank you. Now, if you want to compound your interest, you want to earn interest over interest. That's where you make a lot more money.
Once again, we're at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. We've got Nora and Anish, and with us today we're with Martha. And earlier we opened the savings account, and now we're going to learn a little bit about how interest affects that account.
Well, Nora and Anish, now that you've opened your account, you get to earn rewards for the money that you have in there. So what that means is that Kern Schools is going to pay you to have your money here. So the more money you put in, the more rewards you're going to receive. Now, every day we look at your balance at the end of the night, the computer looks and figures how much interest we should pay you, the reward. But we do it every 3 months. So every 3 months on your statement, you'll see some money put in. For example, if you had 10 pennies in there and we paid you interest over a period of time, when you come back and look at it, you might have 15 pennies in there, 15 cents. So what we do is we reward you, and that allows us to have other people borrow money so they can buy a car or a house. So all the money that you're putting in, we're getting to hold that money and save it for you, but we're also allowing other people to use it. So we're going to reward you for letting us have your money. Does that make sense to you, Anish? That we would reward you for keeping your money?
Like if I have for every $25 saved in my account, you'll give me $5. Like if I have $50 the next time I'll come, I'll have $60 in my account.
Yes, there will be an increase in the balance. Now, right now, rates are low. People are not buying a lot of houses, they're not buying a lot of cars, so that makes the rewards we give you a little bit less. So maybe you're not going to see $60, but you are going to see some rewards in there. And you can check your statement every 3 months. We do this every quarter. That's what we call it. And we do that for all our member savings account. Everybody earns dividends at Kern Schools.
And earning 20% on your money would be rather nice also.
Yes, it would be very, very nice. That means you would pay a lot for a house, but yes.
A little bit about the difference between simple interest and compound interest.
Well, simple interest is what we pay you every 3 months or every day. Let's say that every month we paid you dividends on an account and you decided to pull out your dividends or your interest. You take out that money. Your balance is going to be the same when we look at your balance at the end of that month. So you're not going to earn as much. Now, if you want to compound your interest, you want to earn interest over interest. That's where you make a lot more money. So when we pay you the rewards, don't take out your dividends. Leave them in your savings account and let them earn more interest over interest.
So as they're opening their accounts, and they originally put in their $5, and they do this over a period of time, and let's say they've accumulated $100 that they've put in, they could actually end up with a little more than $100 based just on the interest that they've accumulated over the amount of time.
Absolutely.
Which
Definitely.
is another advantage. Instead of just leaving the money in a piggy bank, if you put $10 in there and leave it there for a year, you still have $10. But if you put it in a bank, you're gaining interest on that, so you might have almost $11 simply by having it in the credit union.
Exactly, and it's safe and secure, and that's the best place to put all of your money. As your money starts to grow, you don't want to keep it at home under your bed or somewhere strange where you forget where it is. You want to be able to walk into a bank and take out your money.
All right, just a little bit more for Anish and Nora on simple and compound interest and how that affects their savings account.
Since you guys have the savings with Kern Schools, we can get you a debit card because I know you guys like to go shopping, correct? I can help you right here.
All right, we're back at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. We've got Nora and Anish with us once again. And helping us out today, we've got Kiana. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Good.
Now, the students have opened an account at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. They've got a savings account.
Great.
And last time we learned a little bit about simple and compound interest. Once people start gathering a lot of money, what do they like to do with it?
Take it out.
I like to take it out and they go spend it, right? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to learn a little bit about debit cards and how you can use one of those.
Since you guys have the savings with Kern Schools, we can get you a debit card because I know you guys like to go shopping, correct? Okay, so I'll issue you guys debit cards. This is for you, and this one is for you.
Thank you.
And then I'll show you how to use them. With the debit card, you can use it as credit or debit. And with credit, that just means you're gonna sign for the purchase and it's gonna take a few days to come out your account. And with debit, it's gonna come out immediately and you're gonna put in a PIN number, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys how you can use it so when you're out shopping, you'll know exactly what to do.
PIN number like they do like when you buy like from Costco or Sam's Club?
Yes, exactly. They're gonna give you a 4-digit PIN. It's gonna be a 4-digit PIN that only you guys know. So I don't want you to tell your friends or anyone else because it's secret, okay?
Okay.
Great. So let's try it. We'll start with you first, okay? I'm gonna slide your card over here. Okay, and do you want debit or credit?
Debit.
Debit. Okay, go ahead and enter your PIN.
Here?
And hit the green button for enter. Perfect. And there's going to be your copy. So with the debit, you won't have to sign. You're just going to get your receipt because you entered in your PIN, okay? And I'll hand you your card
Thank you.
back. Okay, and let's do a purchase with you. Can I see your card?
Okay, here you go.
Thank you. And do you want to do credit or debit?
Credit.
Credit. Okay. And then unlike debit, yours is going to take a few days to come out and then you're going to sign for your purchase. And also the merchant's going to ask you for your ID because with your 4-digit PIN, it's only for you. But with credit, anyone can use your card. So they want to verify ID to make sure that this card belongs to you. And let's say you'll spend $23. Okay, and you're not going to put your PIN number in. I'm going to actually have you sign for your copy. And you're going to sign your first and last name. Perfect. And then I would keep this and then I'll give you a copy and your card back for your purchase.
Thanks.
Okay?
And that's one thing that the students will want to do is as they're accumulating all of these receipts, to make sure that you hold on to the receipts so that when you receive your statement via email from the credit union, you'll be able to match up your receipts with the statement to make sure that everything is coming out balanced on what you thought it was going to be. Any questions about the debit cards?
So it shows the amount of money that you took out and that you have in there now on here?
On your receipt, it's only going to show you exactly what you spent. At the store, they don't know how much money you have, so it's very important that you know what you have in your account when you're spending the money. Okay.
And the other important item is to make sure that you remember your 4-digit PIN number, but not to let anybody else know that PIN number. Maybe your parents or something like that, but it's not something that you want to just go ahead and let everybody know about your PIN number.
Right.
That's why it's called the personal identification number.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Kiana, thank you very much for that.
No problem. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
On the check register, you're going to put the balance that you have in the account. And then every time you make a purchase, you're going to write down what you spent and where you spent it.
once again, we're at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. We've got Nora and Anish with us today. And also helping us out, we've got Kiana.
Hi.
Nice to see you once again. Now, we have opened an account. We've learned a little bit about simple and compound interest, and the students recently learned a little bit about debit cards and the difference between using it as a debit or a credit card.
Right.
And right now what we'd like to do is, because you guys probably would get in a pretty easy habit of being able to spend money as you got it, but now what we want to do is plan a budget. Okay? So Kiana's going to help us out with this a little bit.
Okay, great. Do you guys know what a budget is?
Yeah.
Yes?
I think so.
You do? Okay. Well, we'll go over it a little bit. You want to make sure that you have a budget so you know exactly how much you're spending and what you have in the account. Because if you spend more than you have in the account, you may get fees, and we don't want to have any fees. So I'm going to give you guys a check register, and this is going to help you keep track of how much money you have in your account. Okay? On the check register, you're going to put the balance that you have in the account. And then every time you make a purchase, you're going to write down what you spent and where you spent it. So if you have $500 in your account and you spend $100, are you taking that money out or are you depositing it?
Taking it out.
Taking it out. So what will your balance be after you spend $100 off your $500 balance?
400.
$400, exactly. So you want to make sure that every time you spend your money, you're writing it down so you know how much you have in your account so you don't get a fee. Does that make sense?
It's like a record book, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So say it's your birthday and your parents give you cash for your birthday and you come in and deposit that. You want to add that back into the balance that you have so that you know that now you have more money.
So you're just keeping track of every transaction, whether it's a deposit, where you're putting money into the bank, or if you've made some sort of a withdrawal, meaning you came into the bank and actually took money out, or when you used your debit credit card and you used your debit card and you spent money someplace, then you would have to make sure that you took that money off of your account.
That makes sense.
Perfect sense, huh?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions about your registers and how you're going to use them?
Nope.
All right. Well, everybody has a different type of budget that they use and how much they budget for different things, because as you get a little bit older, you're going to want to think about, okay, if you're driving, you need to think about expenses for your car, so you need to budget that. Then if you have some activity that you like to do, you need to budget money for that.
Yeah, so budget is good so you know exactly how much you have, where you're spending it, and so that you're not overspending.
And Kiana, thank you very much for budgeting today.
No problem. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
It's basically paying and receiving. Members will come in, they'll have checks, they'll want to either deposit or get money back for the check. Those are the main types of transactions that take place.
Well, once again, we're at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union with Nora and Anish, and with us this afternoon we've got Mark. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thanks.
Well, the students have opened an account at the credit union. They've learned a little bit about interest, simple and compound interest, and then they also learned a little bit about how debit cards work, and once you receive a debit card, how to start budgeting their money. Now what we'd like to do is learn a little bit about, as these guys get older and getting into high school and college, some of the coursework they would need to do if they were interested in working for Kern Schools Federal Credit Union at some point.
Absolutely. High school education is very important to us to work here at the credit union. And math is a very important subject to take. As you guys learned about interest rates, you're dealing with numbers. Also, they're also dealing with money, and they're handing back money, so they want to be able to count really well. Communication is very important too, or speech, because you're dealing with the public and our members and talking to them a lot. We also have 3 programs. We have one at Ridgeview High School, and we also have one at Stockdale High School, and the ROC, where it's a training program where you learn to be an actual teller.
Now, when the students come into a bank, and anybody goes into a bank, the first person they see usually is a teller. Mm-hmm. So what kind of responsibilities and duties does a teller have?
It's basically paying and receiving. Members will come in, they'll have checks, they'll want to either deposit or get money back for the check. Those are the main types of transactions that take place.
What are some of the other positions available?
Sure, we're like any other business. We have different departments. We have an accounting department, human resources department, marketing department. We actually have 400 employees that work at the credit union.
And as you said, Mark, you have some programs at schools already. So I believe it was Ridgeview High School, Stockdale High School, and ROC?
That's correct.
And how long are those courses? Like how long are the students in that course?
They are in there for, I believe it's like a semester, and they can either do the first semester or the second semester.
And do they have to be in a certain year to do that?
Junior year or senior year.
All right, so something available for the students that are in high school now. And for you guys, when you go to high school, I'm sure these guys are looking to expand that program into some other high schools as well throughout Kern County.
Absolutely.
All right, we're learning a little bit about employment. And thank you once again, Mark.
Thank you.
Before we wrap up our visit, are there any other questions that you guys have?
Yes. Why is it called a credit union?
Yeah, well, because I heard a lot like banks, not federal credit unions.
That's an excellent question, and I'm glad that we're going to get to talk about it. A lot of people don't understand the difference. Credit unions are member-owned. Everyone that deposits money into a credit union has a vote they can make. Their voice can be heard, basically. Whereas to banks, stockholders put money in and they expect a lot of money back, so they're going to charge you high fees, they're going to charge you high interest. Credit unions are member owned and their mission statement is people helping people. They want to help you build your financial future. So when you get ready to buy a house or a car, they're going to give you lower rates. They're also going to pay you higher dividends. They don't have to report to the stockholders. One other main difference is our board of directors are volunteers. We started in 1938. Kern schools opened their offices back then, and most of the members were school. They worked for the school, they were teachers. Now they've allowed a lot of us to get to benefit from the credit union, to bank here. Another thing is that credit unions partner together. We work together to help each other, and we want to help our members. So you'll notice that on the Visa debit that we gave you, there was 3 emblems. If any of those credit unions have the emblem, then you can use it for free. We share networks, whereas to banks, if you go from one bank to another, they're going to charge you fees. They're not going to waive it. They don't work together. They're competing with each other. We're not competing with each other. We're trying to help everybody. That's the main difference. So you're going to get a lot more dividends. You're going to get lower rates in your loans when you get ready to buy your car, your house. Those are the benefits. So it's member owned.
All right, so a little bit of the difference between a credit union and a bank. Thank you once again to Martha.
Production funding for this program has been made possible by a grant from Kern Schools Federal Credit Union.